Hey guys, this is the first episode of the Kevin and Chris podcast. And so there's Chris, and we will see how this goes. Because this is our first take of being in a podcast setting. And it's something different between, normal videos and my videos. And SBSK, give them a follow if you're new. And why not check out my channel, Kevin's World, while you're at it.
Usually when we're planning a video, we make one topic we want to talk about, and we try to stick to it with you, but me and you were just brainstorming on the couch, and I was listening to you talk, and your mind goes all over the place.
Yeah.
So I thought it might be cool just to make a video in a format where we can talk about anything with no plan.
Yeah, and honestly, if you get... For the people that are new here, and you go over to my channel, that's what you're gonna find, is for the last few videos, it's me just setting up my camera and talking about whatever and making a video on the fly, more or less.
How's life been?
Pretty good.
Anything new?
Yeah, I don't have a job anymore.
Unemployed?
Yeah.
Anything else new?
Homeless and unemployed.
You're homeless?
And unemployed.
And what you mean by homeless is you're moving?
Yes.
Yes.
Well, technically I'm homeless due to the fact I live in an RV. So, if you consider that homeless, then yes.
Okay, so the news is you're homeless and unemployed.
Uh-huh.
Anything else new?
And the fact, Pokemon Go Fest is coming.
What is Go Fest?
It's basically a giant event in Pokemon Go. Some people will probably know what I'm talking about. And there's going to be 4 of them. 3 in-person events and 1 global.
You've always loved Pokemon.
Mm-hmm.
What do you like most about Pokemon?
The fact it gives you a sense of adventure, more or less. And there's a bunch of stuff to do and, stuff.
What's it like to get out there and explore? And you play the one where you walk in the world, right? And
yeah.
You look for Pokemon?
Uh-huh. And this game has been out since 2016, but the actual franchise of it has been out since 1999, 1998, somewhere between those 2 years. What?
Does anything else in life give you the same sense of adventure that Pokemon does?
The fact if I'm going hiking, that could be something like that.
Hiking's awesome. I love hiking.
Yeah, me and my friend from high school that I graduated with are going to eventually do the Appalachian Trail, which is a 6-month adventure. More or less.
Is that a dream of yours?
Yeah. I mean, it's something I always wanted to do. Because it's a 2,190 mile adventure from the middle of Georgia to the middle of Maine. And every state in between Maine and Georgia.
What do you most look forward to about that trail?
The fact it's gonna do a bunch of challenges throughout the day, or just in general throughout the 6 months, because Mother Nature is definitely not going to cooperate.
Oh, you're going to have days where it's rainy, you're going to have days where it's super hot.
And super cold.
You have to prepare for the elements.
Everything, because, Mother Nature and some in Australia and Canada, they're dealing with Mother Nature at full force because the Canadian wildfires and all of that.
You know my favorite thing about hiking?
What?
Now usually when I go on a hiking trail, I'll go for a jog.
Mm-hmm.
And I jog a lot, no matter where I am. Sometimes I'll jog here in the neighborhood. We live in Florida. I'll go to the beach and jog.
Yeah, I was going to say the beach. That's where you did mostly in not high school, middle school. Is because you just go on a beach, Jacksonville.
When I was your teacher, when you were in middle school, I would always jog on the beach.
And play volleyball.
Play volleyball. But the reason I love jogging on trails, number one, the shade. Shade is awesome.
Yeah.
But also, there's like something primal you tap into when you're running on a trail and you're constantly scanning the ground to make sure there's no rocks, there's no
Or
snakes.
just in general, spiders.
Spiders, you gotta just keep yourself safe on the trail.
Yeah.
So it like activates a part of your brain where you're very alert and you're very in
Yeah.
tune. That's a good feeling. And I don't really get that when I run on the beach, because the beach is just like, oh, I'm on the beach going for a jog. It's kind of carefree.
The same thing is, but you actually do have to be careful on the beach, because there could be a 2-inch hole or a 3-foot hole that your foot goes into, hits the other wall, and now you're face first into the sand with about 15 people watching you fall.
Has it ever happened to you?
Yes, I have fallen face first into the beach, and it was not fun.
I don't have enough fingers on my hands to count the amount of times I've seen you fall.
Oh, trust me, I've never seen the amount of times I don't have enough fingers to count the times I've scared you.
Wasn't there a time period when I was your teacher where we would go out to the playground and you would just wear a helmet just walking around?
I don't think. It was knee pads and everything.
So it was knee pads and elbow
Yeah.
pads. Yeah, but there wasn't a helmet.
No.
Okay. I do remember the knee pads and elbow pads.
Yeah,
because you were falling so often.
And one of the teachers, I think it was Tom or someone. Oh, God. I can see his face, I just can't remember his name.
That's okay, we don't have to name anyone.
It wasn't Tom. It was someone in my school that called me Mr. Glass.
Oh, they called you Mr. Glass?
Yeah, because I'd fall and bloody myself up constantly.
Well, for people who don't know, why is it that you fall? Why do you struggle with motor coordination?
That's because I have ACC, and, well, it's different. Like, I don't have the corpus callosum that most people do.
Let me ask you, since you are missing that part of the brain that connects the hemispheres, do you ever like try to do something or try to remember something, like you were just trying to think of somebody's name, and you can't think of it? Do you ever like think, oh, this is because I am missing that part of my brain. It's hard for me to remember stuff.
All the time.
So you know why it's happening?
Yes, all the time. And also, it's great to see you again.
It's great to see you,
'cause
always.
I haven't seen you in like 7 months.
It's been a while.
It's been a minute. And we have multiple videos coming up over the next, week or so? Somewhere in there?
Over the next few weeks, we'll have a few. I think the last time I saw you is when we filmed the 10,000 subscriber special for your channel, because you hit that milestone.
Yes.
I think that was November.
Yeah,
I think.
was.
I can't recall.
Somewhere in there.
Yeah, anyway, that was fun.
And that was the funniest video ever that you can imagine. Because if you're new or been here a while,
That's on SBSK, my channel.
and it's on SBSK, and that is the funniest video ever. Because you get to see Chris as a different person, and the fact he's in a cow costume and a unicorn costume eating hot sauce, right?
And getting it in my eye.
And getting it in your eye and mine in the same process, which we have 2 videos, hot sauce videos with Alyssa, which isn't here, you and me, but then that is also the funniest videos ever, because I got it in my eye and we just did a bunch of hot sauce that absolutely just decimated you, me, everyone.
So today you're coming over and we're going to film a bunch of videos in one day and then release them. But I told you there's one rule for today.
No hot sauce.
No bringing up hot sauce. I don't even want to hear the word hot sauce.
Well, also, if you're good with it, we actually might be doing low nitro, which is
No, we're not.
gummy about that big. And
Nothing spicy.
here, I'll make a goal for my YouTube channel. So that way we have a goal. If we get 100, let's say, now, 50,000 subscribers, that'll be the 50,000 subscriber special.
I'll do that. If you can get 50,000 subscribers, I'll eat your your gummy bear, right?
Which, if y'all can do this, that would be awesome, because it would be way worse than the 10,000 subscriber special. I mean, it's significantly worse.
I feel like a large portion of your mind always goes to, how can I make Mr. Chris as uncomfortable as possible?
Yep. That's the whole point in my life, is to make your life as miserable as possible.
Is that the first thing you think when you wake up in the morning?
If I'm coming to your house, then yes.
Now, when I reflect back on the decade we've known each other, can you believe it's been a decade since we first met, by the way?
That is...
Last month was exactly a decade since I met you.
That is crazy. It's been over, or not just over, it's over a decade now, by a month.
It is.
Still.
A decade and a month, but anyway.
That's crazy.
When I reflect on that decade, I think it's all good memories.
Other than a few times.
Let's talk about those few times. Let's talk about the what?
Snake, hot sauce.
You pranked me with the snake.
Hot sauce.
We ate hot sauce. But those are good memories. Those are funny memories.
But then also your tire being exploded twice and being in a lake.
You weren't there for that, though.
I was at school, and you were about 3 hours late.
Let me provide the context to the audience. When I was Kevin's teacher, I was driving in one day and I got a flat tire. And then I went to switch out the tire, started driving again, and my spare tire got a flat tire. So then I stop and I take that tire off, and as soon as I take it off, it rolls down into a lake that was right by where I was switching out the tires.
Where's the lake is the question.
This is Florida, there's a million lakes.
Oh yeah, true.
So then by the time I eventually got a new tire, got into school, it was like noon. I told Kevin what happened, and he couldn't believe it. It was the wildest thing you ever heard.
I still can't believe it to this day. And it was like 1 p.m. by the time.
And that was a mess, because I tried to get the tire out of the lake.
You had water all over your pants.
Yeah.
I'm surprised you didn't have to jump in the lake and be completely soaked from head to toe. It's like, what happened to you? Did you get mauled by a bear?
That was just one of those days where things aren't going your way.
Yeah, I'm surprised your car didn't explode that day. Which, thank God it didn't, but still.
You know, most days aren't like that, but everybody on Earth sometimes has a day where it's like nothing is going right.
Yeah.
When that happens, I just kind of go, you know,
whatever.
We're going to get through today and start anew tomorrow.
Yeah, that's me, but also we're like, okay, well, this video flopped, this video flopped, and this video flopped. And it just goes 3 videos in a row, flop. And that one video, I don't think is great, actually does amazing.
So you're learning about what it's like to be a YouTuber.
And I'm like, okay, I did 3 good videos in a row that absolutely trashed in views. And then that one video I don't think did great. It got 100,000 views. What?
What do you learn from that?
The fact that nothing in the YouTube algorithm is the same, to be honest with you.
So you can't predict things.
No.
So what you have to do is just stay consistent.
Or just completely make videos that don't make sense, and that's the success to it.
Randomness.
Yeah.
Life is random.
I mean, because the tire incident was random, the snake incident was random, the gorilla incident was random, the tornado we had at school was random.
Do you remember that day where I wasn't your teacher anymore? It was a year or 2 after I started SBSK full time. Mm-hmm. But you came over and we went for a walk on the beach to catch up.
Yeah.
And we were walking and you say, look at that. It's a bird and it's stuck.
In the fishing line.
And I couldn't believe you saw us because it was so far away, but there was a bird stuck in a fishing line.
And it was
distraught, this bird.
Yeah, because this bird wasn't wrapped up in one, portion wasn't wrapped up. This whole bird was like entangled in this fishing line 10, 12 times.
That was sad because the bird was really struggling. And we were trying to untie it, but it was just so knotted up.
And it was thick fishing line, not the like 1 pound test fishing line. This was like heavy duty fishing line, to where I eventually ended up going to the restaurant right next to where this bird was, saying, hey, can I get a knife that we can eventually, or get this bird unstuck? They're like, yeah, here's a knife.
Actually, I was proud of you because they didn't have a knife. We checked there first. They didn't have a knife. And then we walked to the fisherman pier.
Yeah.
Which was right by the restaurant. And you asked someone else.
Yeah.
So we had to really go for a search to find a knife.
Yeah. And then we eventually cut it, and this guy above us on the fishing pier ends up saying, oh yeah, I just caught that bird about 2 minutes ago. And we're like,
why didn't you come and do it?
yeah, why didn't you come down here and get this bird while
Poor bird.
we're struggling to get this bird untangled?
So we cut the wire, we freed the bird, and luckily it just flew right away. I was scared it was permanently injured.
Yeah, and also, not only was this bird like entangled, but it was cold. So this bird literally made itself indention in the sand to where it could get out of the sand. You remember?
Yeah.
It had like this big, it wasn't a big like indention to where it was basically on its deathbed, essentially, until we saved it. And it was windy and cold at the same time. So we're freezing, trying to get this bird undone. And I was like...
Now, I don't remember the exact temperature of that day, but I remember we took a picture on that day, and we were both on the beach, and we were both wearing a t-shirt and shorts.
Yeah, it was like
so it might not
52.
have been cold, because I don't think I'd be wearing a t-shirt and shorts if it was 52.
No, it was cold.
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Do you sometimes struggle to remember things accurately?
Yeah. But also, I remember it was windy that day.
It could have been windy, yeah, true.
It was windy, because I remember the sand was blowing out, and there's just this flock of seagulls. It was thick in seagulls. Shoo them away, and then the bird was right there in the middle.
That's right, because there was a big flock of seagulls, and we were walking through them, and they all flew away, but there was that one that was stuck.
Yeah, in this fishing line. And if anyone can tell us what the green fishing line is, then that is the fishing line that this bird was, tangled up in, and it was just a whole mess.
You know what another good memory is?
What?
Remember when we did the school concert? I went to the museum and played for hundreds of people?
Yes. Mosh.
Yeah.
I think it was. Yes.
Museum of Science and History.
Yes.
Yeah.
Is that place still there?
It is, yeah.
Okay. I don't think our school is there.
They did change locations.
Yeah, they did. But...
What song did you sing in front of everybody? Do you remember?
I have no clue.
Oh my gosh.
I know...
I want to say Hound Dog. Was that it?
No.
You ain't nothing but a hound. I remember someone saying that.
It was some old song. I can't remember right now.
Me neither.
And
But we practiced for months.
Literal months for this. And you remember our baseball team?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Giants.
Yeah. And ironically, I have a story that I haven't told to you before, or any of you, that I used to play for a separate baseball team on top of the Giants, that I actually played for the grandson of the owner of the Atlanta Braves.
Oh, that's cool.
Which is really neat. And I was like, there's no way your grandson actually owns the Atlanta Braves.
Do you watch any baseball?
I do, occasionally. I play it more or less all the time, but yeah.
Baseball's one of those sports where I'll watch it if my team's good.
Yeah.
I'm from Philadelphia, so if the Phillies are playing good, which they are right now, I like to watch it.
Yeah.
But I don't go out of my way to watch it if they're not having a good year.
And the Eagles were actually in the Super Bowl last year.
So we have to talk about it, Kev.
I'm just saying, that was a good Super Bowl.
It was a great season.
Yeah. And I'm glad the Chiefs beat the Bengals so that Super Bowl can actually happen.
Yeah.
Between the Kelsey brothers.
It broke my heart, though.
Hey.
The end result.
The end result was amazing. But then, did you all watch the Bills-Bengals game?
I watched all the playoff games. I can't remember who played who, though.
The Bills and Bengals where, what's-his-face went to the hospital.
Oh, that was sad. I'm really happy he's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, this ain't good.
I remember you called me.
Yeah, I was like...
And you were like, I can't believe what I'm seeing.
Yeah.
What do you think when something like that happens?
I was like, this isn't good.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, he was down forever. And actually, that's not the first time. The first time on the field that's happened. But then, as soon as they got him, somewhat stable, it happened again. And they had to bring him out of the ambulance, CPR again, and then bring him back to the hospital. And he spent, 6 days? 7 days?
I can't recall. It was a long time.
It was a while in the hospital.
Football is no joke, though. That's a really serious sport. They're hitting each other hard. That's why it's always evolving with what they can do, what they can't do, the equipment they're wearing. They're just trying to make it safer and safer.
Because the guy he was going to tackle ended up hitting him at this very, very, very rare instance. It happened due to the fact his heart was, about to, at the close stage, and he hit him at the exact moment his heart was just about to pump the blood back to his body. The rest of it, and it hit right at the exact time that it was about to do that, and which caused the cardiac arrest.
I didn't even know that was possible, but you're right. When I heard about that, I'm like, wow, I didn't know that was something that could happen.
Honestly, I didn't either, but it's great that happened, and the fact he's okay and back with the Buffalo Bills now. And
you're a big sports fan.
Yeah.
What's your favorite sports team?
Depending on the sport.
What is your favorite sport?
Football. And it's probably the Kansas City Chiefs.
Ah.
Not gonna lie. And it's that, and college would probably be the Tennessee Titans, the Chiefs, and then the Volunteers.
You did go to college in Tennessee.
Yeah.
So you're out of college now. What's your number one goal?
Probably to be a meteorologist or a storm chaser. That's where most people, misinterpret it, because it's a storm chaser, which technically, yes, it is a meteorologist and a storm chaser.
Well, you have a YouTube channel with 26,000 subscribers.
Yeah.
You can make it about weather a lot.
Yeah, but the weather videos don't really do that well on my YouTube channel.
Well, let's analyze them, see why.
Yeah.
I'm sure you could do it in a more compelling way.
Yeah. I mean, the hurricane video did exceptionally well. And
I think it's all about your personality, to be honest. If you're excited,
they're excited.
They're excited, exactly.
Yeah. And the fact that, gosh, when did you start teaching?
A decade ago.
No, I mean my first day with you at the...
When did the first day we met?
Yeah.
That must have been April of 2013.
Somewhere in there. And the fact, I was like, this guy is just another run-of-the-mill teacher, Someone that just teaches forever and not really do much with us. But then I was like, this guy has to be from either Philly or New Jersey.
Why do you think that?
'Cause you have that Philly accent.
What do you mean?
You have that Philly accent.
I don't have no accent.
Yes, you do. Even Alyssa can say you do.
You could hear my accent right away.
It's that distinct accent that goes right then and there. And you're like, this guy's from Philly.
It's not a lie.
Yeah, and I mean did y'all watch the Kansas City Bengals game?
The AFC Championship?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was a good game.
that was a good game.
I was like, okay, we have an opportunity to beat the Bengals here. Now I just need the
Joey
kicker
Burrows.
to actually get this kick done and seal the game.
Patrick Mahomes is clutch, I'm not going to lie. He always seems to come through when it matters.
I mean, yeah, even on a sprained ankle.
Yeah.
I mean, like, high sprained ankle that hurts a lot more than y'all expect it to.
If he didn't beat my Eagles in the Super Bowl, I'd be a lot less bitter. He's a good player, a good competitor.
I mean, yeah, because he just seems to get it done when it actually matters to get it done. And you realize that's the only second time they've won the Super Bowl.
The Chiefs?
Yeah, the second time ever they've won the Super Bowl was last year.
And both their victories were with him as the quarterback.
Yeah, that's crazy. How have the Eagles won?
Eagles have won one Super Bowl ever.
Yeah, that's crazy.
They won a championship before there was a Super Bowl,
Yeah,
but one Super Bowl.
and the Tennessee Volunteers beat Alabama last year.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, which I was super excited on that, because it took for every Tennessee Titans or Volunteers fan, it took us 15 years to beat Alabama.
Bam. And it happened.
I mean,
Sometimes good things are worth waiting for.
Yeah, because when the Alabama kicker was up to make a field goal and win the game from there, or at least make it nearly impossible for us to get it done, the wind started picking
I
up
think I remember that.
to like 20 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Blew it way right. And I was like, okay, this actually gives us a shot at winning this game. And I think it was tied at that point to where no, it wasn't tied. They were a touchdown ahead. So we had some work to do, but we got the touchdown, and thank God this ref was not on our side, but it was on, actually looked at what was happening, because they were in the end zone, and we were just about to score, and this guy ended up throwing it to our guy, and anyhow, I don't remember his name, but anyhow, it hit our guy square in the face, bounced off into the Alabama guy's hands, and he ran it almost all the way down before they called it back.
You got whacked in the face with the ball?
Yeah, I mean, it bounced off into the guy's hands.
I bet you were laughing.
And I was like, oh no, he's going to run it all the way down, and they just beat us 16 times in a row. But they called it back and actually gave us the ball instead of them.
No, it was a penalty.
Yeah, it was a penalty. And I was like, okay, we actually have a shot at winning this thing. And then we had to make up some work. So ended up throwing the ball about halfway down, and there's like 4 seconds left of the game. So if we didn't make this, into field goal range, it'd go to overtime, and Alabama would just. It was crazy that ended up happening, but yeah, it was crazy because Alabama, and the ironic part is we beat them on our home field.
Nothing like a home field win.
Yeah.
I bet the crowd stormed the field like they do in college.
It did. 100% everyone and their brother stormed the field. And actually, we took down the goalpost.
That's what they do.
Ironically enough. And through it, it went all the way around campus and is still in the Tennessee River somewhere. In the Tennessee River right now.
It's funny because I went to a big college, a big football college, Penn State, but I never got too into college football. I think being from Philly, I just always cared so much about my Philly sports teams. The college, I don't know, I was never into it, and then I went there and I was like, whatever.
But the University of Tennessee, Knoxville is big. I mean, it's a massive college. That's 5 miles around, and actually they're demolishing most of the restaurants on the strip.
What was it like for you? You were there for a year and a half?
Yeah, year.
A year? What was it like for you going to college for a year?
It was a lot, because there's a lot of people. I mean, a lot.
A lot in a good way, a lot in an overwhelming way?
It was good, because that means the college is actually thriving in that case.
That's true, but I mean for your experience. What was it like being in a big place with lots of people?
Good. That means I have a lot of friends, a lot of people to catch up with, and there were 31,000 students in my thing.
What was the most difficult thing for you going to college for a year?
The fact I had to get up early, and I'm not an early riser. You know.
That gets easier as you get older.
Yeah.
It's funny, I used to not be an early riser too. But I guess I'm still not an early riser. I wake up at 8 a.m., which isn't too early.
Yeah.
But 8 a.m. is easy for me to wake up. I can't imagine myself sleeping any later. It's just like the natural time to wake up.
Yeah. I got up at 7 a.m. 2 days a week, and then 8 a.m. 3 days a week.
Can we talk about why you're not going back to college?
Yeah.
Why are you not going back?
I'm actually moving to Florida.
What are you going to do now with your days? You're not in college. You're unemployed.
I'm going to eventually get a job. Again.
What's your dream job?
Storm chasing.
What's your first step to that?
The fact that I have to go back to college to get my degree, and then eventually pick up someone that has the storm potential thing to actually go on with them.
You've always loved storms.
Yeah. Even a hurricane for the Florida residents and everything.
How old are you right now?
20.
So a decade ago, when you were my student, when you were 10, you would literally walk into the class and just tell me the weather report every morning.
Yeah.
Oh, it's going to be rain today!
And 5 minutes later, it's pouring.
You always knew.
And ironically, in like elementary school, I went to a different elementary school. Anyhow, I'd tell my teacher, hey, it's about to rain. 5 seconds later, it's pouring.
Maybe it's because you have like a unique brain. Maybe you can tell the weather better than other people.
Yeah, or like, there's thunder. 5 seconds later, it's crack of thunder.
What do you think is the most intimidating weather condition?
A hurricane with 250 mile an hour winds.
Yeah, I don't want any of that.
Which actually, ironically, there actually might be a hurricane on our horizon.
Is it coming here to Florida?
Yeah, hopefully not, but you know, hey Mom.
Got a text from your mom?
No, I was gonna show him the. You see if you could tell.
Describe for the people what it is in case they can't see.
The red portion of the thing is where the hurricane actually is more favorable for the conditions. And it's looking like it's gonna go straight over Cuba into the Gulf of Mexico, and it might turn back, like do this, essentially, and turn back into Florida.
And we live really in a hurricane hotspot.
Yeah.
Not as bad as South Florida. They tend to get hit more, but we have to be pretty cautious and alert up here in Northeast Florida.
Actually, I'm moving to South Florida, so I'm going to be moving into the hurricane hotspot.
Make sure you're reading the weather report.
Yeah, definitely. And hopefully y'all can actually get in to the house when it's coming. And we typically have a good warning system, but yet again, it's due to malfunction at some point. So,
what do you think about this format podcast? We can do this once every few months when we see each other.
Yeah, let's do it, because that'd be fun, and this should revitalize my YouTube channel.
Yeah, sometimes you need just a big video to get things going again.
Yeah, revitalize it. And hopefully we can revitalize my YouTube channel and get it back to 50, I said? 50,000?
Oh, so you can make me eat the gummy bear?
Yes. That is going to be funny because it is 9 million Scoville units.
Okay, everybody, don't forget to unsubscribe to Kevin's channel.
Actually, subscribe.
Help me not eat that spicy gummy bear.
Help me get it to 50,000 subs. We're halfway there. A little over halfway there.
I'm just kidding, of course. Go and subscribe, right, Kev?
Yeah, because that way, it's just about that big of a gummy bear. It's not big at all.
I can't even imagine a gummy bear being spicy, though. Like, that's not the texture I associate with spiciness. You know what I mean?
It's a gummy, but it's 9 million Scoville units.
Yeah.
So, what's the hottest thing you've had?
That hot sauce.
Scoville unit-wise? 2.2?
What was the bomb? The hot sauce, the bomb?
Like 1 million? Somewhere around there?
So this gummy bear is 9 times spicier than the
9
spiciest thing I ever ate that made me cry?
Easy.
Okay.
9 million.
So I wasn't kidding. Unsubscribe to Kevin's channel.
If you want to, sub, and that way we could get to 50,000 subscribers, and that way he eats the gummy bear, and ironically, we'll make it into a video of him eating the gummy, and also it's gonna be a lot worse. And let's just say you're gonna need about 5 gallons of lemonade for this gummy.
Kevin, you're now a podcaster.
Yay!
Good job.
See y'all on the flip side.